Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're going to do things a little bit different in this video, and I'm going to discuss the newly farmable Rogue One characters, and most of all give my opinion on how they have been delivered. This is something I don't normally do. I am more like a grey Jedi in these affairs, and mostly do educational videos. So let's look at what has become farmable. Rogue One makes a move. Characters from Rogue One, a Star Wars story, are now available in multiple areas throughout the game. Bistan, a wild rebel attacker who gains frenzy, debuffs enemies and removes turn meter. He can now be found in both Cantina and Fleet shipment stores. K2SO is a rebel tank who taunts and counterattacks. He is now farmable in the Galactic War shipments. Jyn Erso is an offensive rebel leader who gains advantage, stuns enemies, revives rebel allies and grants them potency up. She can now be farmable on a rotation basis in the guild shipments. Cassian Andor is a rebel support who buffs allies at the start of the battle and debuffs enemies during the battles. He is now farmable in the arena shipments. Sharu Imwe is a balanced rebel attacker who dispels debuffs, heals allies and grants them tenacity up. He is now farmable in a very strange place, and that is the Fleet shipment store. I would personally prefer this character to be in a Cantina node over the Fleet shipments. The Fleet shipment store is the one place that you can farm extra Zeta ability materials and exclusive starship blueprints that cannot be obtained in Galactic War. The option is there for you to farm Sharut, but what is Sharut without his trusted companion? Baze Malbus is a fearsome rebel tank who taunts, dispels buffs and inflicts debuffs. He can now be located in Lightside Hardnode 9C.
What did you say?
Lightside Hardnode 9C. So we currently have the only two auto taunters in the game in the highest levels of the hard nodes. Baze is a vital character to running a successful Rogue One team and has become a staple in the arena as the auto taunter. Let's look at it like this. If we were to get an average of 1 shard per day, that is going to take us 330 days to 7-star the character. If we were to get an average of 2 shards per day, that's half the time of 165 days to 7-star this character. In 165 days, anything can happen. Metas will change, new characters will be brought out, but the question is, will he still be viable at the end of it? I remember when I farmed a 7-star first order TIE fighter pilot from multiple hard nodes. It took months, and when I finally 7-starred him, geared him up, he wasn't arena viable anymore. First order TIE fighter pilot is still only farmable in the hard nodes, and this really needs to be addressed as he is now such an important character to starships. Unlike a 3-star TIE fighter pilot, Baze is arena viable at 3-star and will take around about 50 days to unlock him at 3-star. But a 3-star cannot be used in the tank takedown. For some of us, the issue may not be that he has been added to a hard node, but the fact the hard node is towards the current high-end side of the game. In my opinion, you cannot successfully run Sharut without Baze. You are losing that important synergy that makes them elite. If you had lots of shard currency back in December, Baze was actually added for a brief time to the shard shop, and it was Sharut that we struggled for so long to get hold of. The roles have definitely now been reversed. Having two characters that are equally important to each other to be this far from one another is the same thing as putting Wedge in the shipment store and Biggs only farmable in a hard node. Part of the character cadence, it was stated that a character could go into any shipment or node, but in my opinion, 2 auto taunters in the hard nodes that are next door to each other is too little too soon. I really hope this is looked into in the near future and both of these characters are given more farmable options to cater to the entire player base and not just the high end. So what is your thoughts on this subject? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below. If you could be kind and leave a like, this does help out my channel quite a bit, and if you did enjoy the content that I do make, then please subscribe. I'm the Smithy D, may the force be with you, always.